On from the streets of Atlanta, trap music has grown into a global powerhouse with artists like T.I., Gucci Mane, and Future leading the charge and shaping its legacy. Now, welcome to From the Streets to the Charts, the podcast where we trace the journeys of music genres and the artists who helped shape them. Now, I go by the name of Conway, aka Mr. Talk to Him Con, and today we're talking about trap music. Yes, we're talking about trap music, a genre that started in Atlanta's gritty neighborhoods and now dominates playlists, festivals, and even pop culture. Stick with me as we dive into the story of trap, its evolution, and the artists who made it a global phenomenon. Now, before we get into our main narrative, let's shout out a few artists who, undeniably responsible for putting trap music on the map. Now, T.I., number one for me, who coined the term trap music with his 2003 album Trap Music, giving a genre its identity. Then you had Gucci Man, the trap god, brought raw storytelling and relentless work ethic that, inspired a generation. Then you had my man Jeezy, who delivered that Thug Motivation 101 and anthems of ambition that, just resonated for, everybody, even beyond Atlanta. And Future, who redefined the sound, with his melodic auto tune flows, pushing trap into an uncharted territory, man. And that's just a few names that, help make up trap and what it is today. And, for me, I'm a North baby, right? So it didn't hit for me until I moved down south for college, right? I lived in South Carolina, and that was my first hint of trap music, 2000, 2001, right? And that was mixtapes. This wasn't like, nothing. I heard the Jeezy mixtapes, Laundromat, I think it was called. I forgot them joints, but yeah, like, and I'm like, damn. Even he doesn't get corned or pushed or given his due diligence for it, but Pastor Troy, for me, was one of them people who also helped me with, you know, understanding Atlanta, and not only just Atlanta, like artists in the South. Now let's rewind to the early 2000s in Atlanta, where the term trap refers to places where drugs were sold, but for local artists, it become a metaphor for survival and hustle. Trap music was born out of its reality, blending booming 808s, rapid high rapid fire hi-hats and raw lyrics to, just paint a vivid picture of street life. Now, it for me, trap music definitely when I feel like I'm just wanna chill, I wanna sit back, I wanna reminisce on how things were for me. I definitely go back to the trap music because that's where it was at for me. But T.I.'s trap music, was uh, yeah, it was the defining, moment that gave the genre a name, man. And songs like 24's, Rubber Band Man, that was yo, back in people used to walk around with the rubber bands on their wrist and pop them bitches, right? But they used to walk around with it, especially more heavier when that song came out. And we used to rock anyway. But yeah, Rubber Band Man definitely was one of those things. And it showcased a sound that was unapologetically Southern and deeply rooted in personal experience, right? But once we go past that, we have the rise of goo wop, the rise of the snowman, right? And Gucci Man and Young Jeezy elevated trap music to new heights, man. Gucci's prolific, mixtape releases in the mid 2000s, like Chicken Talk, Trap House, made him a household name in Atlanta, you know. Um, and for people outside of Atlanta who wouldn't understand, you know, we would say Atlanta's underground scene, but to Atlanta, he was mainstream for them, bro, already. Meanwhile, Jeezy's major label debut, you know, Let's Get It, Thug Motivation 101, brought trap music to the mainstream radio with hits like Soul Survivor and many more. Um, Jeezy album, bro, I can listen to that from top to bottom. I'm gonna say this again. I can listen to Jeezy's album from top to bottom. And Soul Survivor is um one of my favorite songs on there, right? But I got like standing ovation, standing ovation, and that that shit. Every time you heard that, go crazy. Then when they released the deluxe joint with Go Crazy with Jay on there, um, Last of a Dying Breed, My Hood. I could go on and on and on about how Thug Motivation 101 was like, and I was living in South Carolina, right, when this actually came out, still, and Trap or Die, um, Air Force Ones. I always loved Air Force Ones, so it was like for me, the South was finally catching up to the Air Force Ones. You know what I mean? So, but you know, that's neither here nor there. But those two men weren't just collaborators; they were competitors. They had a, infamous feud highlighted, you know, that intensified trap music roots while keeping fans hooked as well. We're not even going to speak on to the negativity of it, but, you know, I just still remember the verses and how, like, for me, that was big because I know in the time, like, driving down to Atlanta to go to different clubs and, like, those two men would not be in the same room. Or if they were, it was like people were like, what might happen? You get what I'm saying? So that was monumental for me. Now, by the 2010s, right, trap music was no longer just Atlanta's baby. It wasn't Atlanta's sound anymore at all. It was a sound of mainstream music. Now, Future's 2015 album DS2 showcased a new wave of trap, emotionally raw. He had a melodic, innovative sound, and songs like March Madness and Fuck Up Some Commas became, a cultural staple at that time. But it wasn't just the rappers making trap go global, right? You had producers like Metro Boom and Zaytove and Mike Will Made It that pushed the sound into pop culture, right? Collaborating with artists like Rihanna, Beyonce, Drake, and suddenly trap music wasn't just confined to the streets. It was at Coachella and on global tours. Now, today's trap music shifts into a mix of traditional trap and international sounds now. So you can that one Atlanta sound that we used to hear back then, and then you got the Migos coming out with it, and a bunch of other people that followed suit with that Atlanta sound that I didn't mention that, but I'll do it on another video. Just show that today's rap music influence, well, that trap music influence, is undeniable. Artists like Bad Bunny, and Rosalina have now just like incorporated trap into Latin music and creating a fusion that resonates worldwide. Even K-pop groups like BTS have dabbled in trap elements, and that just proved that its versatility and universal appeal that made trap music still popular today from the early 2000s, right? But while trap was going global, Atlanta remained its heartbeat. You can't take the heartbeat. That's like Atlanta's heartbeat for trap music is like New York's heartbeat to like official boom bap, what they call backpack hip hop, rhyming hip hop, right? And you can't take that away from New York at all. And this is the same thing with Atlanta. Trap music needs the heartbeat of Atlanta to still move for it to stay relevant, stay popular. The city continues to produce groundbreaking artists like 21 Savage, Lil Baby, the Migos, who honor trap roots while evolving its sound. They evolving the sound as we hear it every time. Now, trap music is more than just a genre; it's a cultural movement. Now, it's about resilience, hustle, telling a story that often go unheard, whether it's Gucci Man's tales of survival or Future's, introspective anthems. You know, Trap music gives a voice to the streets where inspiring, you know, we're aspiring and all other artists and even listeners worldwide, man. It's inspiring millions, man. Trap music is inspiring millions worldwide. And I ain't gonna lie, no matter how much I love, rap and I love, bars, sometimes I have to go back to the original trap music. All that new shit, I'm not with it, but I have to go back to those Gucci's and Jeezys, Alley Boys, um, Pastor Troy's. Oh yeah, I said T.I. Um, Truth be told, I-20, who don't get enough recognition at all. Um, he was on that wave of the trap music as well, but it was outshadowed because he was underneath of um Ludacris as well as Titty Boy, aka T Chains. Um, I they were like the trap music of Atlanta for me. Now, trap music's journey from Atlanta's streets to global dominance is a testament to the power of authenticity and storytelling. Is a genre that, refuses to be unboxed. You know, they refuse to be boxed in, right? And it's an influence that shows how, you know, it's not slowing down no time soon. Like that influence shows no, like you have people in other states and everything that's, you know, using trap sounds, trap music, trap beats just to get their thoughts across. But thanks for tuning into From the Streets to the Charts. If you enjoyed this episode, make sure you subscribe, rate, leave a review. Follow us on all social media at From the Street Podcast and at Talk to 'em Con. Yes, I just started the From the Street Podcast, so it's From the Streets Podcast. And you follow me at TALKTOOEMCON, right? Because that's my other podcast that I do for just everything else. And tell us your favorite trap artist or song. Join us next time as we, explore another incredible story of music's rise from the streets to the charts. Peace.